Hi there, Chris from TotallyEV, and here I'm doing a dedicated audio review of the Ford Explorer. If you want a review of the vehicle itself, make sure you check it up on your pop-up banner or by following the links down in the description below or the pinned comments. Here you'll also find a QR code that will take you to some of the best deals that you can currently find. Now, to kick things off, we have to talk about audio configuration. And at the time of filming and in the UK, you have got two setups to choose from. In the Style and Select trims, you have got a 7-speaker setup with audio drivers that are dotted around the cabin. If, however, you go for the premium trim, you'll find a 10-speaker 480-watt Bang & Olufsen system instead. Now here you will have woofer drivers that are found within each of the 4 doors, tweeters that are found within the rear doors, and then a further 2 which are found towards the front by the dashboard just before you hit the windscreen, and then also a center audio channel that's found within the soundbar unit that's planted just in front of the dashboard, in other words, just behind the steering wheel. Then, to complete the system, you've got a subwoofer in the boot. Now, for you to tinker around with the audio drivers, you want to navigate on the 14.6-inch portrait display. And here, it's a bit weird that you have got a few different preset profiles. For example, energetic, which I've chosen, but then is kind of counteracted by the individual EQ setting that you can go for. And indeed, this is what I've done. I have left the subwoofer, 100Hz and 3.5 kHz bands untouched and added one notch to 350Hz, 1 kHz and 10 kHz. In terms of the focus tab, I have gone on the surround tab and then added one notch up from stereo. You have got a sound focus and balance and fader mode that you can go for, although I did feel that this didn't yield for as good of a experience, which I'll be touching upon further down in this video. Now, for you to connect up to the infotainment system, you have got Bluetooth, with the SBC and AAC codec supported only. If, however, you want higher quality playback, then you might want to connect up via Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which are thankfully supported over wireless and wired, the latter being the better out of the two because it will give you the utmost audio fidelity. So moving on, we get onto cabin noise, and here the objective measurements will be on your screen. What I'll say is that this press car was actually pretty well insulated, despite it actually being potentially the most noisiest out of the bunch. By that I mean it's got the 79 kWh battery pack, therefore being the heaviest, and also has got the 21-inch optional extra alloys, and therefore means that in comparison to the smaller 19 to 20-inch alloys, you'll get more rolling noise. Thankfully over here, both at lower and higher speeds, it actually did a pretty good job. So therefore, if you're going for the other trim levels or indeed the smaller alloys, you should achieve even better results. Effectively, the cabin is pretty well insulated. Now, with all that said and done, let's get onto an audio demo. I'll be placing the microphone and the camera in 4 separate locations and playing back a track. It's from Priya J and it's titled Like Me. So I appreciate an audio demo over YouTube is not quite ideal, specifically using my microphone. Nonetheless, I thought to provide it as it gives you a bit of a taster as to what to expect. In terms of my own subjective opinion, as someone who's reviewed over 130 in-car audio systems and over 800 audio-related devices, I do think it does relatively well across the sound frequency range, albeit not exactly perfectly. Now let me expand. First off, in terms of the sub-bass tones, in other words that low-end rumble, it's certainly there, thanks to the inclusion of the subwoofer. However, in comparison to some of the more premium audio systems out there, those subwoofers actually do extend a little bit lower and give you a little bit more of that pronounced low-end extension. Unfortunately, that's not quite the case within the Ford Explorer. As for the mid-bass, however, it actually does really well. Both at the front and rear of the cabin, the woofers that are found within each of the 4 doors give you a pretty hearty sound. And furthermore, it sounds pretty controlled as well, and there's no sort of rattle either that I was able to notice even at louder volumes. However, the same sort of praise cannot be given to the overall mid-range, which does actually feel pretty recessed. Both male and female vocals don't come up to the foreground. Now you might be quick to say, why didn't you EQ this via the infotainment system? And quite simply because it does add a little bit of a veiled and artificial sound, and therefore taking away from the sort of reference sound that one might expect. As a result, I just had to come to expect a V-shaped sound signature, with the mids not being the forte of the overall audio system. The highs, however, do extend relatively well at the front and rear of the cabin, although they can sound a little bit sibilant and harsh on the ears, namely at louder volumes if you're going to be cranking up that treble EQ. That's why I didn't add more than 1 or 2 notches. Of course, your hearing range might be different from mine, so feel free to experiment with it. Nonetheless, I did have that sort of toe-tapping feeling, so no real complaints over here. In terms of its overall soundstage reproduction, it does well. You've got a decent instrument separation thanks to the multitude of audio drivers that you've got within the cabin, and in terms of the overall width and depth, it's decent. Although here it would have been further aided by additional audio drivers around the cabin. For example, towards the A pillars or even the C pillars, it would have added a little bit more of extra dynamism and involvement with your music. Now effectively what I'm trying to say over here is that the 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen system will do a little bit of a better job across the sound frequency range in comparison to the stock 7-speaker setup. And as a result, if you've got the money to splash out on it, and you do consider yourself a bit of a music lover or a budding audiophile, definitely do consider the premium trim. And as a result of this, it gets our Performance Audio Award. Although do bear in mind over here, it just about clutches said award, purely because there's some other audio systems out there which have also got the Performance Audio Award that do a far better job in terms of the soundstage and mid-range reproduction. In fact, there's even a Bang & Olufsen system that I can think of from the Genesis GV60, which is the one that I would actually pick over the one that's found within the Ford Explorer. And of course, there's some alternatives out there, for example, with the likes of the Tesla Model Y or the Skoda Enyaq or even Elrock, which have actually got a pretty punchy sound as well. If you want some of the other reviews and alternative vehicles that you might want to consider, make sure you check out the description below. Now, I'll be curious to know down in the comment section below what you make of the audio system that's found within the Ford Explorer, be it the 7 or the 10-speaker setup. And if you've enjoyed this detailed independent review, definitely do consider dropping a like, subscribing and hitting that bell notification. All of which would be greatly appreciated. As such, I've been Chris from TotallyEV, and I'll hopefully see you next one. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.